remember too, when you speak about all these things, the government can call you also.
Right.
Ask you to come to court as well and state the claims that you said because you already said them. So there's a possibility down the line they could call him in.
Right. Now, I'm not sure if you're keeping up with the memes, but there's memes out there that Diddy's going to get hit with the Freako, with the Freaky Rico.
Yo, they've been putting a lot of memes out. They got him driving in the OJ truck. I saw that today. I told this guy, he posted it to me. I said, yo, man, you guys are cruel. He's going to jail. They got people got him running. They got him did the diddler.
The diddler, yeah.
The diddler. Green outfit and stuff like that. And people are making jokes about it. And there's a lot of people out here that probably don't like Diddy. They don't like him. There's people that know him that may not like him, but sometimes the public's perception of somebody is because everybody else hates him, so I should hate him too.
That too. I personally hate him because I don't like how he handled the Tupac situation.
Well, going back to that case again, that's a whole nother investigation. And like I said, all the guys in the Tupac case pretty much are dead except for Keefe D.
Right.
And Keefe D got arrested. So
yeah.
The government, the state of Nevada has that case. It's not a federal case. I think it's a state case.
Yeah.
So they're gonna go ahead and proceed with Keefe D's case. Now that case has a lot of bumps in the road too because of him speaking on all these social media platforms,
right,
saying everything that he did, and maybe he thought it was okay to say all of that and nothing was going to happen to him. But now it's come back to haunt him.
Right.
Right.
Now, we had a conversation, a personal conversation the other night, and you told me about a particular person, Gene Deal. Gene Deal has been making his rounds on social media, saying this, saying, whether I'm not sure whether they're true or not, a lot about Puffy's sexual activity, so, and we talked about how he may be, what do you call it?
Well, listen, I don't want to speak on Gene because whatever he's doing, he was there.
Right, I don't want to bash.
No, when he was there, when Bodyguard and Puff back in the days, whatever he's telling Vlad or these other people, listen, everything's got to be corroborated. So he probably would know better than anyone, right, if he was there at the time. But remember too, when you speak about all these things, the government can call you also,
right?
Ask you to come to court as well and state the claims that you said because you already said them. So there's a possibility down the line they could call him in and talk to him. Like I said, he probably would know more about Puff back then because he was around him more than anybody back in those days.
Well, that's my point. Well, they could call him as a character witness.
I don't know. I can't say a character. They would call him.
I don't know.
They would call him as somebody who knew certain things that went on because he's already, and all the stuff that's being said right now, it's not just him. It's a lot of people that are just saying a lot of things right now about what Puff did back then. So they could call all those people. The government could call all of them and interview all of them and bring them into court for all the stuff they said.
And they can't avoid it because
it's hard to avoid that because the government will subpoena you and they'll tell you, hey, you said this, you said that, I'm going to bring you to court. So that could happen,
Right. And some people may not even be comfortable on the stand because they live by a certain rule, no?
Well, yeah, there's certain people that say we don't talk, I'm not snitching, whatever, but that doesn't really apply with the government. They don't tolerate that. It's like,
exactly.
I'm just saying, it's just like, it is what it is. But like I said, there's a lot of people saying a lot of things about him, about Puff did this, Puff did that. And remember, the government can call you and bring you in to interview you about what you know, what you saw, not what you heard. They don't want hearsay. They want to know if you were there and you have credible information,
Right. And you told me just before we started recording that you heard that Puff may have been arrested.
I heard he may have been arrested. There's a thing where I've been getting a lot of calls from a lot of people about Puff, and they would tell me, he might have got arrested, and he might be booked already. So I guess we'll know. We'll know in the next day or so because, everybody will report if he's been arrested. It's public information anyway, right. So it'll come out.
You see, it reminds me of the Keefe case because once first Keefe got raided, and not too long after, he got arrested. So that's like sort of a timeline. And once he got arrested, everybody was looking towards Diddy. Like, well, okay, well, how does he fit in, or is he next? Is he gonna get arrested? So
You're
it's
talking
funny.
about with Keefe D.
Right, right.
Well, when Keefe D got arrested, listen, Keefe D kind of incriminated himself. Let's just put it the way it is. And all the stuff that he talked about then, he knew. He's got knowledge. Everybody knows that the information is already out that he was there at the time when the shooting happened. So with Tupac and everything else. So now Keefe D is probably going to talk about everything. What has he got to lose? You know, it looks like he's looking at a lot of time, and from what I'm hearing, people said that he might be either ill. Right. He might be slightly ill. So, you know, I don't know if, you know, a guy like him, I don't know if he wants to go to jail for 30 years, 20, 30 years. Yeah, if he can do that time and not be out to be free, you know?
Yeah, it's a life sentence for him.
Right, because certain people at a certain age, you don't want to go to jail for 20, 30 years.
Yeah, he's 60 years old.
And you're 60 years old, you know, your whole life is over pretty much by then.
Right. Do you find it funny how this whole comes around after 20 years later, 360, how all these guys are karma's coming back? You know what it is?
It's true. Karma does come around when you go out and do a lot of things. It's a shame, but things do have a habit of coming back when you're doing bad things. So, you know, I mean, I'm not surprised. Things happen. And, you know, in the world of the rap music world, it was a violent time at one time when I was investigating it. And there was a lot of incidents with a lot of things with a lot of people that went on. Because it wasn't just me investigating just one rapper. It was the community itself of all the rappers. And there's some rappers that are not here anymore. There are some that are here. And, you know, they're older now. And now social media is bringing out all these new young rappers that people never heard of. And they're bigger than the rappers that are old school. Because social media is putting them out, and these guys are getting like 1 million hits. And they're becoming really famous and really big really fast. And then people know the craziest thing is people will know social media influencer faster than they'll know an actress or an actor. You know, and that's crazy, right? Right. That's really crazy.